Welcome back, guys and gals, to the Barry Charles Footy Show, your one-stop shop for everything rugby league. Yes, baby, rugby league, the greatest game of all. Well, I wanted to do some shout-outs here, right now, to all my fans out there. Thank you for joining me on this journey as we go towards greatness in the rugby league. Yes, I'm only a small channel, but I'll tell you what, we're going to build all the way. Boom, yes, you were here first. I'd like to thank you very much. And I'd like to really thank all my fans in Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, all over the world. And at the moment, my biggest popularity right here, right now, is you in Papua New Guinea. So thank you all very much for joining me here at Barry Charles Footy Show. And remember to leave comments. Thanks to the people that are starting to leave comments. We want to see more and more and more, and I want to start reviewing those comments and bringing them onto the channel. So remember to like and subscribe to the channel and leave comments so I can give you more and more feedback on what you've done and what you're talking about in the game. So yes, talking about that, before I get on the rock and roll what we're going to talk about today, I want to do a shout out to Jack out there. Yes, thank you for commenting. With Andrew Webster being the gun. Yes, Andrew Webster being the gun. And as I talked about, maybe Raymond Faitala Mariner might set off and go to the Warriors if he's not leaving. According to Phil Gould, he's not leaving, but we know what Phil Gould's like. And he suggested we don't need him. The Warriors don't need Raymond. I think they could do with some depth in their squad, and I think he would bring a bit of different element than what we got at the moment. And he did used to have that old offload in him. I think if he could bring that back to the game, he would be suited for the Warriors. And yes, for Andrew Webster, very good. You know, he's clearly going to be the coach. I mean, the rookie coach of the year, no doubt about it. But I've got a feeling the Warriors have a chance to actually make a dent in the finals, baby. Yes. Everyone's going to go, you're kidding me? The Warriors can't win the finals. I'll tell you what, the Warriors can win. Absolutely, they can win. A few things are going to go their way. Clearly, Penrith are a class above still at the moment. Broncos are there. But I'm telling you what, the Warriors are starting to prove they might be. I'm a little bit worried about the last 5 weeks of their draw against some very mediocre teams. They hopefully win them all. They need to, because they could sneak second spot if the Broncos slip up with a couple of games. They could do, but that's Broncos need to slip up in 2 games now. The way they're playing, they might not slip up enough. But there is a draw opportunity for them to get second. If they can get second, they can avoid Penrith to the grand final. That is what the Warriors need. We'll see if that happens. Otherwise, maybe they want to get 4th and play Penrith straight away, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think the Warriors at worst are going to be 3rd or 2nd, so that's going to be under the way. But thank you, Jack, for liking the channel. Thank you very much. And all the other commentators out there. And I have a regular person that comments on the show, and I will get to him in the future with some of his questions. And thank you very much for your support. It's very much appreciated. You know who you are. But I will get to talking about what's on the show today. Yes, it might be a little bit longer show with that little rap there, but anyway, the Chooks are cooked. Yes, the Chookies are cooked. They're gone this season. Finito, out the door. What's happening at the Bulldogs? They are absolutely just signing up utility players all over the show. Where is the star? They need a star. What's happening there? Tedesco's lost his Kangaroos jumper to Reece Walsh. I will talk about that shortly. The logo covering up the NRL logo, is it actually really doing anything? I don't think so. It just shows the lack of leadership of the RLPA and the players. I think something needs to happen to get this sort of... Payne Haas is going to be a dragon? You're kidding me? I don't think so. Anyway, this and more. If he's going to go to the Dragons, he's going to be turned from a powder puff to a Charizard, just like that, or the great movie Dragonheart or Braveheart, whatever you want to go with the Dragons in it. Yes, let's get to it right here now at Barry Charles Footy Show. Remember to like and subscribe. let's get to it. The Roosters are done and dusted. They are cooked for the season. Goodbye, finito. What is happening? They have turned into a basket case in 2023. 32 points to 10 against the Broncos. Tedesco was solid, but did not have put a stamp on the game. He missed out on his try. And then that is why Reece Walsh is taken over as the number one for the Kangaroos when they play the Kiwis at the end of the year. It better happen. NRL, make it happen. We need international footy back live. Yes. That's my rant. We need international footy. Absolutely. It's been disastrous how the NRLs just keep continuously ignoring it. I know they run the international game. Maybe they should and really put it into the calendar. We need an Anzac test. Yes, bring it back, baby. We all miss the Anzac test. Absolutely need that Anzac test. I think we could have a weekend. It's a bit hard because we've got a bit of history with Anzac Day games, but they could have those games. You could have the two games, and you can still have the Anzac test and all that. Or if the Anzac test is a week before, week after, something like that. I think there just needs to be a little window where we have a test, not just the Kiwis, and we can have Samoa, we can have Tonga, we can have England, we can have all of them play on the one weekend, just for the one weekend. Back to the footy, then the Origin. I think this is where they're going to go, and then have an end of season 4-week comp. They need to do it every year. This is what should happen outside of the World Cup years. They need to have more international footy. But getting back to Reece Walsh, I think the jumper is his. If he gets the kangaroo jumper, it's his for 10 to 15 years, if he wants to do it. But as I've reiterated on the show, he needs to cut out all the rubbish in this game off the field and on the field. If he cuts all that out, because he has all the talent to maybe be the best player ever. Yes, I'm putting it out there. I think he could be the best player ever. Now, that's a big statement, because anyone at the moment saying Nathan Cleary's the best player in the game. I wouldn't say best the game ever, but I think Reece Walsh could light up the world. But we've seen this all before. It's about longevity and doing it over long periods. You've had people like Benji done it in short periods. Sean Johnson's done it in short periods. But if you want to be an elite player, you need to do it year after year after year. And Sean Johnson's obviously doing it this year, but this is the key for Reece Walsh. You want to be an immortal, you need to do it year after year after year. And so far, in his first years of the rugby league, he's been delivering. If he continues to do that, he could be the next best thing and be better than Billy Slater. Mark my words right there. Anyway, yes, the Chooks season is over. And what has gone wrong? Well, I've got 2 points for you right here, right now. Why this has gone absolutely wrong. Obviously, first of all, Joseph Suaalii signing away to rugby was absolutely, and this is in 2 years' time or 18 months' time when Evo was signed. But his form has dipped ever since. All the talk was this guy's going to be playing Origin. Next minute, he's out the back door. And I think he should be out the back door by the end of this year. Surely it would be in their best interest, I think, to let him go now. But two, and most importantly for me, and I think all of you Roosters fans agree with me here, Sam Walker has been treated like absolute rubbish. Yep, absolute rubbish. And he should never have been dropped. He's the most creative player in this team. It should have been Luke Keary who should have been dropped, because he should be the leader of these two players, for instance. Should be the leader of these two as Sam Walker continues to learn his craft. But no, he's just been missing ever since Cooper Cronk's gone. Luke Keary has pretty much been missing most of the games. He had one good season in between, but with the head knocks and everything, he's just not been the same player and hasn't been able to deliver since Cooper Cronk left the game. And Joey Manu was absolute failure in number 6, absolutely. But I'm not saying he can't play number 6. The question mark is, if he's going to play number 6, you need a ball playing number 1, which James Tedesco is not. He can do a little bit of it, but he cannot do it. Similar to Sheck can't do it either. Joey Manu's very similar when he plays fullback. They need like a Reece Walsh sort of player at the back if they're going to put Joey Manu at 6. that is the why it hasn't worked. You got two pedestrian players just running. It gets too pedestrian, too easy for the defence to take on. That was the mistake. Joey Manu probably made the mistake. He could have signed with the Warriors and he'll be flying towards the premiership right now, or and a chance of winning a premiership. But instead, he's at the Roosters, who are out of the running. Technically, they are mathematically still a chance, but they've got to win every game, and the Roosters aren't winning every game. Absolutely not. Well, can be proved wrong, but their for and against is absolutely atrocious now. Can't be happening this year for the Roosters, unfortunately. Yep. Obviously, I'm telling you right here, right now, that I'm just going back a little bit here. Will Joey Manu go? Is there an opportunity for Joey Manu to go? Can the Bulldogs say, yes, I want you, Joey Manu, play fullback? And I tell you what, that'll change them around. Imagine Joey Manu and Luai go there. Whoa, this game has really changed. Whether they got it, because Sexton could maybe play 7, and you have Burton and Crichton at 3. I was going to lead to this a little bit later, but anyway, with them in there, this is where the cream could rise to the top. And Burton can still do some kicks from centre if he needs to, but I think he's better at centre, and he can get himself back in Origin Arena if he went back there. And I think that's what Cameron Serrano might be thinking going forward. Be interesting to see what happens there, because I'm very sad for Maverick, because he's a very good player, and I think he's been let out to dry a little bit. But back to Trent Robinson, he needs to have a look in the mirror and say, what do I need to improve to allow Sam Walker to play his natural game? Or simply just let him go if you're not going to develop him into the player he should be. And maybe they need to sign a half to replace Kerry, in my opinion. But whether that happens. Well, Payne Haas, yes, what's happening with Payne Haas? He's supposedly going to be a Dragon. I don't think so. If he wants to go to New South Wales, I think it'd be out of Roosters and the Bulldogs, just with the high profiles there, with the big money. I think it would be one of those two if he was going to leave. But why would you want to leave Brisbane? Cheaper to buy houses, all that jazz. I think he'd be smarter to stay there. He could invest in New South Wales if he wants to. I think he's a money-making machine. But the question mark is, does he want to go to rugby? That'd be another question. Does he want to play in a World Cup in the rugby? If he does, then he will sign there. But I don't know if that will be happening. The Bulldogs. Yes, the Bulldogs. Well, I talked a little bit about them, but they'll be signing Jamin Salmon, Blake Taff, and maybe Connor Watson. 3 players don't go into one position. Only one of them will be able to play utility unless you can play Connor Watson at 13. Blake Taff maybe a fullback, but I don't know if that's the case, depending on where the Bulldogs end up. If they're looking to find a fullback, like Joey Manu, for instance, could be that option. I'm not sure. But it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But in the short term, if they are looking at Jerome Luai, do they sign an Aiden Caesar or Blake Austin or some experienced half just for the next season? Well, we know what happened when they put Josh Reynolds in there. It was a bit of a failure, but someone that has maybe a little bit younger and is still in a bit of form might just complement this team before they get that big signing that they are looking for. But it'd just be interesting to see what happens there. As I said, I think Crichton, will he play fullback? He would. I'd like to see him stay at centre and they find another fullback, but we will see how that all goes going forward. But to me, if you're looking at what Bulldogs need, they obviously need a prop. Number 7 would be nice, or 6. And obviously, to me, they need second row and a lock. That's where they need some need as well. And maybe just have to let go of a few players like Payne Haas Jr. He just doesn't seem to want to commit. He can commit for about 5 weeks where he went to Penrith, got himself a title, thank you very much. But apart from that, it's been disappointing for Tavita Payne Haas Jr. Well, what about the NRL cover-up? Yes, let's cover up the logo. Yes, that will really scare the NRL. Yes, indeed. Absolutely not, because they're playing the game. Are you kidding me? You think anyone cares about an NRL logo when they're watching the game of footy? I tell you what, no one does. Absolutely, well, maybe 1%, but most people don't care if the NRL logo is there or not. It's just, to me, shows weak leadership here with Clint Newton. I heard some people on other podcasts go, Yes, I'm not dissing any other podcasts, don't get me wrong here, Willie Mason and Justin Horo, but they're saying that Clint Newton is showing that he is tough and not going to sign the contract, which I understand their point of view there with but 20 months to organise the CBA. I don't care if he's saying no all the time. They kind of understand what they're saying, but it doesn't take 20 months to get this done. Are you kidding me? If you're a true good negotiator, it will happen within a couple of months. A couple of months I understand, but for it to drag on for 20 months, might be 2 years soon by the way they're going, and happen after the end of the season. This is craziness. Boycotting the Dally M, that's unfair. Come on. Sean Johnson might be getting the Dally M of the year, or Payne Haas. You don't want to give that away. It's just absolutely madness. I don't think they should do that. If they really want to make a statement to the NRL, don't play next weekend. Don't play next weekend. We're not playing. And I'll tell you what, within a couple of days, boom, there you go. The job, the CBA is all signed. Yes. If they want to make a true statement, they need to say we're not playing next weekend. That's the way it is. That's the footy. And you know what's going to happen? Some teams will go, yeah, I'm going to play and I'll get the 2 points with the others not. But really, if they really want, they need to be collective and say, we're not playing next week. And I'll tell you what, the NRL will come to the little when the broadcasters go, how come there's not a game of footy happening? That is what needs to happen. Stop monkeying around, RRPA and the NRL. Get in the room and get it done. Anyway, that's me from Barry Charles Footy Show. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll return with more footy videos coming up. Thank you very much for joining me. Have an awesome day out there, all my rugby league fans.